Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a look at how to download our map data, how to look at our map data and download reports for your students' map scores. So first we're going to go to the NWEA login. You're going to go to map growth. Okay, please note on this screen you're going to go ahead and log in using your personal email, not the class email that you use to administer the test. So you're going to use your personal email account, your personal NWEA account to log in. Okay, once you've logged in, you should see your name. You're going to come up here to the drop down for map growth. Click on it. On the left-hand side of the screen are different resources that you can use. You're not going to take a look at, we're not going to take a look at those today. We're going to come over here to the reports and the reports queue. And the two main reports you're going to use are here at the top, but I'm going to go ahead and click on the map growth reports just to show you all of the available reports to you as the teacher. Okay, so again, the two primary reports you'll probably use are class profile and student profile. The family report can sometimes be of use to report information to the family, and I might also suggest taking a look at the achievement status and growth projection or summary as possible reports that you might want to look at. But for now, we're going to focus on these two most important reports or common reports. We're going to take a look at the class profile first. Okay, so please note, often when you try to load the class profile, you'll get this pink bar that says not loading correctly. It's very easy to get past that. You just click change selections. And here we go from admissions to our actual school campus site. And then the other boxes will go ahead and probably autofill for you. You can choose whatever subject you're trying to get your map scores for, whatever course you wish. And then you can click update and your class profile will pop up. That terrible pink box will stay up there at the top, but it doesn't affect anything. So here in the class profile, there's two tabs, test details and instructional areas. We're going to start with the test details. First, you have the number of students who officially completed their test and have an official RIT score. Then you scroll down. You have your students broken up into percentiles, into ranges. Blue being students who scored in the top 80% or higher in comparison to comparable students taking the test elsewhere, and so on. You can see the different colors and the different bands. It tells you how many of your students were in each one of those bands. Over here on the right, you get your class RIT average score. You get your class median percentile. Scrolling down, something that can be super helpful is this class profile will go ahead and using their RIT scores, it will automatically separate students into groups. So this can be great for creating small groups or small group instruction when you're trying to group students of similar proficiency. They're already grouped here for you based on their overall RIT score for whichever course, in this case reading. So I have my groups kind of ready-made. I can make adjustments obviously, but it's nice that it's already done for me. And then finally, the last section down at the bottom, we get student detail. It lists the student name, their grade, their percentile, their RIT score, Lexile level, which is great. You can compare that to RASKids for the elementary students. For upper grade students, you can use that to make adjustments or differentiate texts by running it through AI, etc. How long it took them to take the test, and so on. Okay, so that's the front page of the class profile, the test details. You can always print that. And then you can also go to the second tab, which is instructional areas. And what this does is breaks it down even further. So the front page was for the whole reading test, but this instructional areas breaks down the reading score into 3 sub-scores: informational text, literary text, vocabulary. The other types of map scores also have these sub-scores. And then again, it reassigns the students into their proper band based on their score in that particular subsection. Again, information that may be useful to you for differentiation or lesson planning. And then again, we have automatically where it has broken students off into groups put them into similar levels based on their scores. The great thing about this is you can change them depending on the sub-score. So for example, I'm doing a unit on literary text. Maybe I want to see what the group should be for literary text as opposed to informational text or just reading in general. Okay, and then again, it breaks down the detail for these specific areas. So it gives you their overall RIT score and then their RIT score in each section. All right, so basically that's the class profile. Again, you can print this page. Those are the 2 pages. One is the overall and one is specifically for particular sub-scores or particular sections of the exam. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the other major report that you will use. Okay, so the other major report you will probably be interested in using is Student Profile. When you click on Student Profile, you'll need to fill in all the necessary sections. You'll need to select a specific student, but this won't really matter. You'll be able to view all of the students once the report has begun. Okay, so this is the student profile report. I can see all of my students here from a drop-down box, or I can scroll across. I see all of their map scores here at the top. This is their overall RIT scores for each one of the tests. There's different things like things they can benefit from. Strengths are up here at the top. Scrolling down, I'm going to go ahead and go to my reading. Scrolling down, let's take a quick look at some of the information. Over here, the norms percentile. The growth, this is based on their growth versus what their projected growth was before they took this test. So low growth just means they didn't make as much growth as was projected. The achievement, however, shows you their actual achievement or actual proficiency versus peers. So growth is versus the projection, achievement is versus their peers' actual proficiencies. Okay, and again, we have sub-scores broken down here in the center. We have growth goals. We'll take a look at that in a moment. We have Lexile level here. Again, a lot of the information that you can find on the class profile, but here it's nicely individualized for each student. Then we have a line graph, which shows their scores over time. So we can compare their growth from before. We see a projection for winter, a projection for spring, which will actually be the next time our students take it. Over here, you can click these boxes. They're not very useful for elementary school, but they can be useful for especially high school. It just shows you their growth and their achievement versus being prepared for the ACT, SAT, etc. Okay. Up here again at the top, we talked about this. In instructional areas, you can click in any one of the instructional areas, and it will give you a further breakdown of how they, of what they're working on with informational text. So you can group them by standard or topic, and maybe most helpful, you can change the learning statements. So if you want to look at things they need to reinforce, you can look at things they want to develop. You could even look at things that they're ready to be introduced to. So again, you can do those for each one of the subsections. you can check and see what do they need to develop, or what do they need to reinforce, or what do they need to introduce. So it gives you a really a thorough explanation of the learning statements that they are or can be working on. Okay, if I close that, go back to the main student profile screen, the last part I want to show. Okay, so once you open the growth goals page, you will see the goal is set. You have to check up here because the goal could be for winter or spring. So I'm going to change it to spring because that's when we take the assessment next. What you'll see here is it gives you the goal score and the RIT growth. This is based on whatever MAP's algorithm of expected growth. But you're welcome to change any of these numbers. You can see there's arrows. You can go up or down. Same with achievement percentile or growth percentile. So this will affect the overall targeted progress or expected progress. I generally would probably leave these alone. They're probably fairly accurate. Maybe you want to speak to your students, though, about setting goals. And maybe they want to set a higher goal. Maybe you want to make changes to it. So this is available here if you would like. You even have space down there for an optional action plan. And you can go ahead and set a new goal if you would wish. So that's the goal setting portion. I'll close that. So basically that's it. That's the student profile. The last important thing to note is that you can print or share this. So if you would like a digital copy or a PDF, I will usually go ahead and use the batch PDF. You could do the family report here as well. Click batch PDF. You can choose whichever subjects you would like. You can choose whichever data you would like for projected proficiencies. Again, my students probably don't need SAT or ACT. I might choose MAP. Growth, student profile overview. You can choose any of these. It will tell you what's going to be on your printed version of the student profile. Finally, you can choose if you just want to print the single student profile or all the students in the class. And anyway, you have all these options. And then you go ahead and click Create PDF Report. You'll see that it says we're working on creating your PDF, and that the PDF will appear in the reports queue when you are finished. So I'm going to go ahead and close this and go back to the top screen up here, the little drop-down menu. I can go there to the reports queue, or I can just go back to Math Growth Reports. So again, once I'm here, I can either go to Growth Reports, I can go to the Reports queue. When I go to the Reports queue, it's going to tell me what reports I've already downloaded that are available to me, and the one I just did, which is now processing. So I can check back from time to time. It might take 5 minutes, it might take 30 minutes, but you can come back and eventually you will receive this download button, and you can go ahead and download your report.